What's up, you guys? Good to see you as always here on Grassroots Gardening. Today's video is going to be kind of a sad one, I'm afraid. It's 1 month after Hurricane Helene rolls through, and I just wanted to go around and show you guys the state of my poor yard. We'll start with a little bit of happier footage first. So I did come out here today, got my patio all cleaned up. I had to drain the hot tub and the pool because, well, we didn't have any power. So it was green and nasty, so I had to drain it. Me and Jackson got in there yesterday, cleaned it out, filled it back up. So got my porch back looking good, but this is about the only area in the yard that looks decent. So as we walk down here, not a lot of damage right in this little area. The salvia got messed up. We had some giant oak trees that fell on the house during the storm. And so I'll go ahead and say this now too. So I didn't do a lot of filming during the storm for this channel. However, if you want to see the actual us riding the storm out in the bunker, go over and check out my other channel, Mr. Dig, MR.DIGG. It was kind of stupid, pointless to do filming, you know, during the storm for both channels. That was mainly all the heavy equipment that we used to clean up the yard. And so now we're kind of back on track with the gardening footage, and I just want to show y'all kind of what happened and what my future plans are. So as I said, we had 2 big oaks that fell on the house, and luckily we didn't have any real roof damage. However, it's going to change up this little shady bed big time, and a lot of things aren't doing well already. One of them, this poor little rhododendron that we rescued out of the landfill, he's not going to make it over here in full sun. My beautiful little fried egg tree that I did a video on last year, he was budding out and is still budding out. He was established for a few months, so maybe he'll make it, but these guys are really going to have to transition from a full shade canopy that they had over them to an absolute full sun all day long situation. They may be okay though. You know, on the other side of the house on Hydrangea Hill, if you've seen videos of that in the past, that had a lot of shade too, of a big hickory that died, and I had to remove it. And they were already established, and they learned to adapt to full sun, so hopefully most of the things in this bed behind me will too. But it's a much different view. I had trees all along this pond. You couldn't even see the other side of the pond, but now it is wide open. I didn't do a tree count of how many trees exactly blew over, but it had to be probably close to 30 just out here in the front yard. So here's some more plants that are going to have to adapt to a sunnier location. We lost the big oak that was right there. The beautiful oak leaf hydrangeas though, man, you know, they should be okay, but I love their fall color. Just look at that deep wine burgundy color, one of my absolute favorite plants. So hopefully he'll be okay. The azaleas will probably struggle a little bit in a full sun situation, but well, they're just gonna either have to adapt or die is all I can tell them. And then fortunately we didn't lose any real big shade trees down here in this middle bed, so we're okay right there. And a nice weeping yopon holly that hung on to some of its berry during the high wind, so the birds will be in to get those before long. So I think this center bed in the yard is one of the only beds that we didn't lose any big shade trees, so it should do fine. And I got to tell you, I used that Harold's 12-month fertilizer, and buddy, the growth on these azaleas and that dark green color, and just all the plants that I use that Harold's fertilizer have done just phenomenally well. But this poor bed really took a hit. It had let's see, 1, 2, yeah, just 2 big oaks shading over it. A lot of pieris, which is budding out. Hopefully it's gonna be able to survive. I think what we're gonna do now, y'all, since we suffered this drastic change and there was nothing we can do about it, we just kind of move forward and use this as an opportunity to change the yard and do some plantings that I've been wanting to do anyway. And I think what I'm gonna do is just make more bed areas. You know, I've got a lot of grass out here, and I do love cutting my grass, and Jackson and I do come out and play frisbee in the yard, but I just need a little section to enjoy. I really want to just grow the size of the beds down here, and actually, you know, the grass had never done all that great right through this spot anyway. So I think what we're going to do is just tie this bed in to this one right here, put us some irrigation in. And what I really want to do, I still have a lot of Japanese maples down at the garden center. I mean, probably 75-ish. So I want to do like a Japanese maple forest right out here behind me. And the other good thing about the Japanese maples is they don't get huge. So maybe we could even plant some up around the house, because I'm definitely never planting anything large by my house again. But I think that would be cool. It'd be a good spot for them down here. Get some afternoon shade and just have a little Japanese maple garden down through here. I got one that I planted. I believe that's Emperor 1. You see he's got his dark red fall color on. And you know, just again, just use more bed space where I can plant shrubs and trees and kind of cut out some of the grass. These azaleas should do fine. Again, since they're already established their own irrigation. Azaleas are one that they can do full sun, but they prefer that filtered light coming down between, you know, pines or oak leaves, just kind of getting that dappled sunlight. But I think these will be okay, again, because they're already well established and they have the irrigation. And maybe now too, this will give us the opportunity to go ahead, come in, rebuild our chicken coop like we talked about months ago. I want to fence this whole area in down through here. Dad and I were just talking about it today. Put some goats down there and let them help keep the swamp clean and keep the snakes away. And one thing is for sure, we're gonna have enough firewood for the next 10 years probably, because we've got it stacked up everywhere, as well as it's been coming into the mulch yard and the landfill. We're gonna have wood. There's no shortage of wood anywhere in the area. So if you've never seen hydrangea hill before, this is it right here. We still got a few of them blooming, and it looks a little bit rough with all the heavy equipment and the foot traffic trying to clear limbs and get cleaned up after the hurricane. But all these plants were in full shade. Again, that big hickory tree had to take it out, and they've learned to adapt and have done pretty well. What didn't fare too well was our 2 Peggy Martin roses that I had planted there and there. And I almost went back and grabbed some footage of a few springs ago. But honestly, I couldn't bring myself to do it, because out of all the plants I had, these were 2 of my favorites. So the Peggy Martin is the climbing rose. And if you want to go back and see the video, she was just absolutely beautiful. But this whole shed, I had a little lean-to coming off the front of the shed here. It just got demolished by, well, that tree right there. Just took it out. The roses were destroyed beyond repair, and we just had to rip the whole thing off. So kind of depressing, but we'll get us another lean-to built on there, and I'll have to find me 2 more Peggy Martins and just start all over, as sad as it is. Had a little bit of damage to this lean-to right here. Thank goodness these 2 huge tulip poplars didn't fall over, because that would have destroyed the whole shed. So all in all, not too bad. But up through the woods, we've still got trees just laid down. I mean, everywhere. Let's just walk up the driveway a little bit, and I'll show you some of the beds, or what's left of them. It's really kind of disheartening, because, you know, over the past few years, I've made a good many videos just in this one bed right here, and well, she's pretty sad right now. We've still got a lot of dead limbs hanging, but we had a good many big pines lay down through this area, crushed the old trampoline that was right down there, and of course the bed just kind of got trampled on as we were bringing tractors in and stuff to kind of help with the cleanup. Pretty sad, folks. We lost all of the Japanese maples that we had planted right here. Lost let's see, a couple of red buds that were young that we planted right here too. But you know what, we got to count our blessings, because the house is okay. Jackson and I are doing fine. We still have our health. We've got Grassroots Garden Center with tons of plants. So we're just going to look at this as an opportunity to come in and redo, because I did have some things planted in the wrong spot. So we're going to come in here over the next few months through the winter and the spring, select this out some really cool plants and shrubs and trees, and we're just going to go planting crazy, because we sure got the room for it now. Helene did one thing, and that was open up some landscape space for us. I also want to take a second too to thank you guys, all of y'all's support on this little channel and over on the Mr. Dig channel. Everybody checking on us through these times. It ain't been the easiest, but again, we were very fortunate to have lost as little as we did. As y'all well know by now, a lot of folks in the area, as well as North Carolina, Tennessee, lost everything. So our thoughts and prayers are still with those folks. I know they're still struggling, especially up around the Asheville, North Carolina area. It's still just total devastation and really hard to get materials and supplies up to those folks right now. But again, thanks you guys for checking on us. I really do appreciate it. Sorry I hadn't been able to upload a whole lot of gardening content, but life's just been kind of upside down, and still have no internet either. So that's been another big reason I haven't uploaded, but a lot of gardening stuff coming up, I promise. I appreciate you guys watching. The more you know, the more you grow. We'll see you on the next video.